evening, Srinath ji. Wonderful to have you here tonight with us on this.
Thank you so
So
much.
I've
Good
had,
evening.
I'm a little excited. I'm trying to not show it too much because I've had the pleasure of interacting with you a couple of times yesterday on the peer-to-peer coaching, as you were a mentor there for us, and also in the book club, which maybe we'll talk about later. But I'm a little fascinated with your knowledge, if I may say so. So, just a little about you. I'm going to just read out because there's so much again. I'll have to read it out. So, Mr. Srinath has over 30 years of IT experience, guys. For all of you watching us today, grateful that you're here on LinkedIn Live. For the last 10 years, he has been working with leaders and teams ranging from organizations. I think I'm echoing somewhere, maybe. I'll try to talk again. So, for the last 10 years, yeah, is it better now? No echo, right? With leaders and teams ranging from organizations that have been startups to Fortune 500 companies in their agile transformation. He's really, really passionate about coaching. I've seen that. And not only just coaching, but also mentoring and contributing to the community. He helps individuals and teams to explore new possibilities, unlock potential in making necessary shifts towards excellence. He is an ICF credentialed professional certified coach, which we call PCC, advanced certification in team coaching, which we call ACTC, and trained in organization and relationship systems coaching. The last bit, I think, is a very humble attempt. And as we talk, you'll find out how much more he knows than just those little words of relationship systems coaching. So he knows a lot, and I am eager to start this conversation with him talking more. So, Srinath ji, please tell us how this journey started from ACC to PCC to ACTC, Agile coaching. Please, we're all yours.
Thank you, Shweta, and thank you, Regal, for the opportunity. I started my agile coaching journey way back in 2012, 2013. Um, and one of the things which I wanted to do was get myself trained as an agile coach before taking up agile coaching assignments. Fortunately, two gurus of agile coaching, Michael Spade and Lisa Atkins, had come to Bangalore in 2013 and attended their agile coaching workshop for 3 days, and that was a big event for me because I could learn a lot from them. And one of the things they said was that if you want to really improve as an agile coach, you have to spread your wings wider outside the agile space. And then they suggested that one of the ways is looking into professional coaching, the other is about relationship and systems coaching. So I looked at professional coaching seriously, and then probably in about 2 3 months' time, enrolled myself with Regal. Subhash, I contacted Subhash that time, and then got myself enrolled like sometime in September or so, and then did my ACC with us in the first batch. Went off really well. I really took to coaching because professional coach because I was agile coach myself that time, and then this really helped me an agile coach, which I'll probably talk to you later in a while. So I've been an ACC since 2013, and then a couple of years back, I did my PCC journey, and then got my PCC last year. So that has been a journey in terms of ACC and PCC. But my professional coaching in ACC onwards has really transformed me as a person. Also in terms of not only at work, but as a person, even at home. Things like listening, asking questions, just waiting before you respond. Some basic coaching competencies which probably are sort of ingrained in you once you get over a training and probably a credential. So
Wow.
that was I could see the difference in the way I interacted with my people at work and people at home as well. After this, I, PCC was another big journey. In the meantime, I did some coaching, my colleagues at work, some friends at work as well. And once I took up the PCC journey, again pretty long journey. I was telling you earlier, PCC, ACC and PCC are real big journeys in that sense. You probably
Yeah.
finish
Well,
ACC in 100 hours.
I just want
PCC
to
takes
mention
5 hours.
here. I want to before. Sorry, I'm cutting you short, but I have to acknowledge. You already told me the morning was a surprise. I was priding myself. I did ACC very quickly. I was like, not being very humble. The morning you told me you did it in flat 3 months. That also way back in what do you say, 2012? Is it
2013,
3 months?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
so
were.
that time there's a difference, Shweta. Again, I think things, the rules have changed now. Those days we didn't have the coaching hours could start even prior to your training. So since I was doing some coaching earlier, I could accumulate my coaching hours along with the peer coaching hours during my um, training and get those 100 hours in place. Now, of course, your coaching hours start the moment your clock starts ticking only after your training is over, is complete.
Yeah. Even so, I think it's amazing. However, you said because you're talking of this journey, you did say that you finished your PCC last year, a couple of years back. You said, and it's a journey. You've mentioned quite a few times. It's a journey, and it's a longer journey than ACC. So, what took you time to choose PCC and decide that you want to do PCC after ACC? And how was it for you, that choice? Particularly because you were already in agile coaching and team coaching.
Right. Good question, Shweta. So, um, what happened was earlier, when back in 2012, 2013, there were very few professional coaches in the agile space, or agile coaches who had credentialed as professional coaches. But later on, we see that people have acknowledged the fact that coaching is vital part of agile coaching space, right? And also, I'll talk to you in a while about how coaching is come into guided certifications in agile, what is called certified team coach and a certified enterprise coach. Right? I'll come to that in a while. But then, talking of which, I see that a lot of my friends, colleagues, mentors, a lot of my friends in the US had taken up PCC, in the meanwhile, right?
Mm.
So I thought, okay, so why should I be left behind? So I said, okay, let me join them as well. So that's when I just checked with Subhash and said, okay, I'm having a BCC um, starting very soon, a training session starting very soon. So I enrolled myself in that.
Wow.
So
So you were among the first batch of Regal.
the
And
second batch of Regal for PCC.
amazing. So I heard you talk about how the competencies fit in very well. That's the topic for today, like how the competencies fit in. And you just mentioned that a lot of agile coaches, you did mention not so much in India, PCCs and MCC are doing are agile coaches as well, or vice versa. Agile coaches choosing PCC and MCC. So how do these competencies, and you have been mentioning the certified team coaching and the certified
Enterprise
enterprise
coach.
coaching, all new terms for me. I just learned that about them after my conversation with you this morning. So how do the competencies fit into the Scrum, the CTC, the CEC, and all of that?
Right. Yeah, sure. I'll talk a little more on that. So, for about last 8 to 10 years, they wanted to um, increase the sort of the initial entry level for team coaching as well as enterprise coaching. The CTC, the Certified Team Coach and Certified Enterprise Coach from Scrum Alliance, has a lot of coaching component in it, right? A coaching mindset is essential, and um, even getting yourself an application form goes through a screening process wherein you
Oh
have
yeah.
to really coach an existing coach, probably on some problem he has, and then probably he or she will then say that are you really fit to be a team coach or enterprise coach, and then take it forward, right? There are only about 250 CTC CECs worldwide, only about 10 or 12 in India.
Oh
So
my God.
that is the
Wow.
sort of toughness, the complex in getting these certifications from the Scrum Alliance. So
Wow.
again, back to the question. So uh, both these these take a lot from your the coaching mindset, active listening, right? Powerful questions, right? Emotional intelligence, right? And again, self-awareness, awareness of others, and things like that. So all these come as part of your and what your skill sets required to be mandatory for a team coach or enterprise coach, and that has really come into agile coaching in a big way.
Wow. Because that's probably the highest credential you can get. And I'm amazed because
Yes,
I just learned that you just can't get into it. You can't just say, oh, I'm doing the CTC or CEC. You had said
exactly.
there's a mentor that screens
Screening
you
process. Exactly.
whether or not you can apply to be a CTC or CC. So that's the kind of level we're talking about here. And the competencies, just right to the way you mentioned, are a big part of becoming a CTC or CEC, if that's what someone's target is.
Oh yes.
So, what would you say to, because ours is a big community, and I'm so grateful because you did take up this deep listening yesterday in our peer-to-peer coaching sessions, which is something new that we started. I'm so grateful you've been there through both of last Wednesdays, and given us some great tips on listening only. And I'm looking forward to the next Wednesday as well already. Um, what would your advice be to our community of coaches that are looking forward to, okay, what after PCC, because after ACC, PCC is a natural step. It's understandable. For me also, it was like, oh yeah, PCC is a natural step. But for aspiring coaches who are targeting their PCC in the next couple of years, next year, or just finishing, what, and if they want to target that, the CTC, CEC, because that's, of course, why not? Right, I'm like, why not? What would your advice to them be?
Yeah. So I know I can't really get why because I'm not one, but anyway. So a PCC is a good start for you to apply for a CTC or CEC. And also now they're looking at, in fact, the brochure of the Scrum Alliance talk about either a new leadership institute course from them, coactive coaching. Quite a few of the coaches in the Europe and the US have completed the coactive coaching, the 5 modules of it, and you get a
Nice.
coactive coach certificate, right? Or even another certification called organization relationship and systems coaching, right? It's about very good for, in fact, when you work with teams, this credential is really helpful. In fact, when I did my ORSC course, I did 5 modules of it. I'm not a coach as yet. I'm trained as a coach. For coaching, I need to have another 100 hours of coaching as a relationship coach.
What is this
So,
you said? ORSC.
ORSC, ORSC,
What is that?
organizational relationship and systems coaching.
What we were talking about earlier.
Yes,
I
yes. So
that
ORSC is that. So since I completed my modules for ORSC, I could get immediate entry to do my ACTC. So the training was sufficient for me to get my ACTC application upfront. But then I had to do
wow.
some other courses as well, get myself supervision certification, all that. So this is, you probably get into the entire space of coaching from ACC, PCC, relationship systems coaching, neuro linguistic, and NLP for that matter, and coactive coaching. So all these are in a way helpful for you as a coach to broaden your scope.
Wow. Quite a few things one can do, coactive coaching, ORSC, and there's another thing you mentioned. I am like beat for the names. It's just complicated hearing it for me as of now, I'll be very honest with you. But this is amazing. I mean, I am really, I'd like to, although I don't even know, like it's just the tip of the glacier. I've just had a good conversation with you this morning, other than now. So I think it's just the tip of what you know. Another secret I've learned about you, if you allow me to share with a Regal live audience here, is that you are a very, very ardent reader and a very, very ardent tennis player. In fact, in our book club, when you were talking about attunement, when we were talking about the sales thing, also there were these amazing tips about sales, how selling is human. That book, and also we did before that the tennis one. I'm forgetting the name, the one that has self one and
It's a game of tennis.
in a game of tennis. My God, I'm like so many names to remember. So, what your commitment to coaching and to mentoring I've seen in the last few days only is amazing, is beyond honestly belief. How where do you find the inspiration to do this, really, the commitment to reading, to in your busy day, mentoring, coaching, also all these certifications? How do you do it?
So I time for it. But I love, okay, so I do get up early in the morning. I'm an early bird, so I probably sleep up early. Get up at 5:30 in the morning, go for a game tennis, come back around 7:30, 8 or so, settle down to my work. But I do find some time in do reading books. So, in fact, I write book summaries as well. Uh, right,
Oh,
I have a blog which about, I've written about 60, 70 books summaries so far. Um, so I got into this just an accident. I loved the book, Agile book on product management by a person called Jeff Patton. It's a book called User Story Mapping. I really
user
loved that
story.
book, User Story Mapping. I really loved that book, and I summarized that book in about 10, 12 pages or so. Right, and
Wow.
then I happened to meet Jeff Patton in Bangalore on the Agile conferences, and he was sort of, "Hey, this is great, fantastic. Can I use this?" He said. I said,
Oh
"Yeah,
my
this is
god.
your book only. I just summarized it."
Oh,
So
it's so
that sort of,
interesting.
yeah. So that's sort of the inspiration to write summaries and helpful for me as well. So when I read books, these short summaries help me to recollect what I've read. Um, I get into
So where
trouble.
does,
In fact, I'm sorry.
sorry? No, no, you were
Yeah,
saying
so
something.
I did get in trouble once or twice when the authors came back to me saying that the publishers don't want summaries more than 500 words. I quickly took it off my blog. I didn't want to get in trouble with the author, so I don't name the
Oh.
author, but then so it's a pretty famous author, so I thought I didn't want to
So
upset her.
it's very interesting. One author is praising you and one is saying, no, don't do it. But it's a
Exactly.
game. So where does one find this blog of yours, Mr. Srinath? Please, can you tell our audience where they can find you? Is it on LinkedIn or is it a blog spot? What is it? Where do
It's
they find you?
just my name, srinath.ramakrishnan.wordpress.com.
.wordpress.com. Guys, be sure to check it out. And also, I wanted to ask you, so this is amazing information. You mentioned a couple of great books. Again, I found it very difficult. I'm finding it very difficult to remember the names of so many things I'm learning that are new right now. But of course, there's going to be a recording, guys, so we can all go back and listen to everything again. I also wanted to ask you how, although you did mention how these competencies not only help in agile coaching, and PCC, of course, contributes to becoming the CTC CAC and going further in that journey as well, organizational team coaching, etc. By the way, if I may mention, with your permission, that Regal is starting another PCC online batch, hybrid batch in November. So just wanted to put in there because we've just spoken about the contribution that PCC is in this journey. How else has this, other than you listening better, your family must be praising you after these things changing. What else do you think has dramatically transformed within you on this journey? Like if you look at yourself in 2012 to now, how many years has it been? 12 years. How do you see what has changed? What has dramatically and dynamically changed, would you say, within you and your life?
One is listening, of course. I listen a lot more these days. Don't talk as much. I don't interrupt much again. So I used to do a lot of these earlier. Um, I control my emotions a bit. Uh, at least that's what I think. So I think that's again thanks to the coaching. Uh,
At least that's what I think you said.
so
Yeah,
these are
I've
some
heard
of the
another
things.
secret about you. Just at that, I've heard another secret about you, that you really don't react as much. You never get angry, somebody told me. A little birdie told me. How? How?
Never.
So that's confirmed. What you think about you is correct. You don't react as much. Confirmed.
Right. Yeah, I try to control myself a bit. So yeah, yeah. All
So
these
that's
are
it.
big changes for me. What it was earlier. So I think this helped me in in building rapport, especially as agile coaches, when you go to organizations, one of the things you do is building rapport with immediate team, right, or leaders, right? And you have to be at an equal, at a sort of an equal or probably slightly below them, so that they really know that this person has come not to, probably do some um, uh, job cuts or whatever it is, but then improve the ways of working. So I had to build that trust, right? I've waited for people to talk to them till about 7:38 in the evening just to have a couple of words with them,
Wow.
right? These are senior leaders, of course, but then I don't wait for them because I have to get some input for the next day's meeting, right? So yeah, building rapport has been, as something I learned also over the course of time, and that helps you build trust also with your team.
You said something very interesting just about a minute ago. You said, keep myself below them so that, that trust is built. And I'm relating it to what we learned in the book club. Is it the same thing, or would you like to tell our
It,
audience
it is
what?
a bit. It is a bit. You can't go to a team, of people who are at different levels, and say that, hey guys, I come for a coaching you guys, right? You can't do that, right? So it'll take some time to build trust. So probably you'll have a lot of coffee conversations with them, go for lunch with them, be with them for their team parties and team lunches, whatever it is. And then once you build trust, I think then probably whatever you suggest, they could probably take it up seriously, and then make those small changes in the ways they work. Because change is something which is key as part of agile ways of working.
Change is key to agile ways of working. Wow. And it takes time to build rapport, I heard you say.
Oh
Most
yes,
of
it does take a lot of time.
most of us here are very impatient. We want to sell quickly, make our brand, get out there. Nothing wrong with it. So um, I think we are at 22 minutes. I would love to keep talking to you. But before we go, I would really like to ask your opinion on sales. And what is your recommendation to coaches who are trying to build a brand? Because there is this conversation within our community also about how difficult it is to sell yourself as a coach. Somebody had put up in the group today, is it a fancy, making money out of being a coach? Is it fanciful, or is it reality, something like that? Like, is it just your fantasy? Is it possible? So, what would your advice to be would be to aspiring coaches who want to go out there and sell them as a brand, sell themselves as a coach? How should one do it?
Asking the wrong person, Shweta. I'm pretty poor in marketing myself. But
I
that
don't
said, I
think
think
so. I think you have an ace up your sleeve. I'm not sure you want to share with us because I heard you talk amazing
no,
things about
but
sales.
yeah. So whatever I've done earlier, I mean, again from agile coaching perspective, is that uh, I used to attend a lot of these agile conferences, make myself visible, right? Talk to these people, and then so with the result that when my one of the engagements got over, when the gigs got over, I could probably get in touch with one of these mentors or other people there, and then probably get new gigs, right? So I think one is building a brand is important, and networking is key here, at least from agile coaching perspective. Even here, as from a professional coaching, also I think we have had 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗀 and John talk a lot about building a
Yeah.
brand. So right, that's again different cup of tea from agile coaching. But then there, what I used to do is again write some LinkedIn articles, right? Interact with a lot of these fellow coaches, right, and have a good rapport with the mentors. All that could help you in the long run.
Well, thank you so much for that. That was good information to have, and it has been an honor to be talking to you today. Any last words for today's conversation that you have for us all listening to you today? Yeah.
Thank you, Shweta. I mean, that's all I can say. But thank you so much, Regal, and you for inviting me for this, sharing few of my thoughts. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. And I know you're an amazing mentor, and you're always there for the community. If people want to find you and reach out to you for mentoring, for coaching, or for advice, where can they find you? And how do they
You
reach
can email me.
you?
Yeah, you can
They can
email me. Email me at Srinath at srinath@srinathRamakrishnan.com. Right.
Srinath at
Um,
srinathRamakrishnan.com.
.com. Yeah. So that could be easy way to get in touch with me. Or
Great.
even
Thank you
LinkedIn, of
so
course,
much.
I'm on that there.
LinkedIn is
LinkedIn
a
is
good way
there.
to
And
reach.
yeah, oh, yes.
So, guys, you have Mr. Srinath's email. You have find him on LinkedIn, and do find time to join us for our Regal Book Club or our mentoring sessions on Wednesday, because he is most definitely most of the times there, and it'll be an honor. Um, Actually, you'll find how fun and great it is. Like, I really want to acknowledge your humility also. Take a moment at that, because anybody who's meeting you for the first time would not even realize the depth of knowledge you have. So I think it's been an honor, and I'm grateful to Subhash and Anirudh for allowing me this opportunity to talk to you, and for you for giving me this time and today's time on LinkedIn Live for Regal. Thank you so very much. Good
Thank
night.
you so much. Appreciate it.